What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventurer 1994 here, and it is still Sunday, August 21st, 2022, and guess what today is? You guys all remember that solar eclipse that happened back in 2017. It happened on Monday, August 21st, 2017, and today is the 5th anniversary to our 2017 solar eclipse, and it was effective from the west coast to the east coast, and the Carolinas saw the big picture of it as far as the east coast is concerned, especially South Carolina. That's where they saw the big picture because it was more darker over there, and it had more facts in South Carolina than here. But for us, it seemed pretty pointless up here in Long Island. We didn't really get anything from that eclipse. It was like only dark for a few seconds, only a little dark, and that was pretty much it. And the sun stayed out the whole time. It was like mostly bright, and it became dark for a few seconds, but only very little of darkness, since most of it was bright. It looked like nothing really happened at all. That's what it looked like up here. But the more south you go, the more effects you see during the eclipse. So it only got dark a little bit up here for a few seconds, and that was pretty much it. So this is how the 2017 eclipse became pointless to us. And for those who don't really follow space stuff, a solar eclipse is this event where the moon gets in front of the sun from the Earth's view, and it gets dark for a few seconds, like the sun's coming up or the sun's setting, and the effects last in that certain area for like a minute or so, and that's pretty much it. All I can say is that the moon covers the sunlight and it becomes dark for a few seconds. Yeah. Like you see the black circle, which is the moon getting in front of the sun. Yeah, that's the eclipse for you. And it's pretty dangerous to look at it. You do not look at the eclipse without special eclipse glasses, because you could become blind from the eclipse if you just look at it bare-eyed. If you lay a bare eye on that eclipse, you're blind. That's pretty much it. It's pure and simple common sense there. And you cannot film the eclipse or take pictures because your lens will melt. Yeah, that's how effective a solar eclipse is. That you could become blind and your lens could melt on your camera. And yeah, once again, it was pretty pointless when we had the 2017 eclipse up here. In the 2021 eclipse, like a very little eclipse that happened back in June 2021, I didn't really see any effects because it was at 5:30 in the morning, and there's nothing new about the sun being half up at like 5:30 in the morning. And the effects didn't really come here. It was like more up north or something. I can't remember where exactly. But it was nothing special to have an eclipse event at 5:30 in the morning with the moon covering the sun and make it look like the sun's coming up. I mean, there's nothing new about the sun being half up at like 5:30 in the morning. It's just pointless, you know? I actually heard about a 2024 eclipse, and hopefully New York is targeted for the eclipse. And hopefully we see more effects, and I will be prepared because I have special eclipse glasses now, which I have in my cabinet. And the one bad thing about the eclipse was the solar eclipse glasses, they sold out pretty fast in all the stores, that you couldn't get any left like 3 days before the event happened. Yeah, they were selling fast. That 3 days before the event, there was no more glasses. There was like very little of it, and that was pretty much it. For those who didn't get the Eclipse glasses like a week in advance, they were already out of luck. Their luck ran out very fast because everyone wanted to see the effects of the eclipse, and there's some that were out of luck. But the one thing they should be lucky about is they didn't miss anything by much here, because the eclipse was nothing up here. It was only a little dark. For a few seconds, that was it. It was mostly bright up here the whole time. And only places like in the southeast saw bigger effects in the big picture. So today's the 5th anniversary of the 2017 solar eclipse, and then another 5 years from now, in 2027, it will be the 10th anniversary. And I know I've done a 1 year or 2 year anniversary on this, but the reason why I didn't do a 3rd or 4th anniversary on this is because in 2020, I was too sick to do anything. I didn't really feel right. And I got tested to see whether I got COVID or not, which was thankfully negative. And then 2021, I was doing my last minute preparations, like the last minute checks before Henri, and I was so wrapped up with my grandmother's death that I wasn't really paying attention to other stuff besides my grandmother's death and the hurricane. Those were my two focus that day, and I wasn't really paying attention to anything else that day. Yeah, I wasn't really concerned about anything else but those two things. So I didn't plan on making a 4th anniversary to the eclipse because it was a really hard time that time. So I wasn't really paying attention to other events at the time due to what was more important. So it's the 5th anniversary of the eclipse, and I guess that's it. Bye.